12-year-old Anna Pavlova, who already won the bars, now tries to win women's floor.
Yeah, no question, she is going to steal the hearts of this audience. She's just so tiny, but already has perfected so many movements in this sport.
Anna, from Russia, appears to, for somebody so young, have the feel for the music, can interpret the music.
And Vic, that comes from their hours of training in choreography and ballet bar. They really do take the time to teach their athletes, which is very important on this exercise. Had a moment to talk to Anna through an interpreter, and it was just such a delight to speak with her. She is really, truly having so much fun in this sport. In fact, she said, it's really not difficult for me at all.
For those not familiar, you have to work all areas of the mat?
You have to cover the complete 40 by 40 floor exercise mat, and what she's doing is she's doing a wonderful job doing that, but also this is her 4th tumbling pass. That takes a lot of energy.
And you're right, she's won over the crowd here at the Hershey Center. Russia's Anna Pavlova scores a 9.6. From Brazil, this is Danielle Hippolito.
Yeah, she's one of the top athletes in their country, actually placed 27th all around at the 1999 World Championships. I believe it was the best ever result for Brazil.
Out of the famous Flamenco club in Sao Paulo.
Tons of power in this exercise. What's interesting is the Brazilians are using this competition to select their 2 athletes to represent them at the Sydney Olympics.
And isn't it interesting when you look at the 2, when you look at Anna before her, the difference in body.
Yeah, very powerful athlete. Of course, showing all the powerful tumbling movements in her exercise. It's been a trend on the women's floor exercise to perform at least 4 tumbling passes. Brazilians as a team placed 18th all around at the World Championships.
Interesting move on the head.
Always trying to be creative and innovative for those judges in the audience. Final tumbling pass. Triple twist. Outstanding skills in this routine.
Danielle Hippolito of Brazil scores a 9.6, leaving her tied with Anna Pavlova. Welcome back to the Hershey Center as we continue on with the women's floor here at the Gymnastics Challenge 2000. From Brazil, Diane dos Santos.
Yeah, she was the bronze medalist at last year's Pan American Games. Actually started the sport very late at age 11. Very entertaining. This young lady can tumble. She has so much spring in those legs.
And as you mentioned earlier, Alfie, the Brazilians are using this as their Olympic trials. So 4 women athletes competing for
2 spots.
Wow.
Except for her final tumbling pass. Just a walk in the park for her.
What a routine for Diane dos Santos as she moves into first place with a 9.7.
A real treat on this exercise, as I mentioned, Vic. She just has so much power in her tumbling. Look at this double pike at the end of her exercise. Most of the women would be breathing quite heavily.
Earlier we saw her stumble off the vault, landing on her knees. This is China's Dong Fangsha.
Yeah, China really didn't have a good day on the vaulting event, but back to the floor exercise. She is the national champion on this event.
like it when you competed, that the crowd got into the music?
You know, I was just going to say, this is one of the opportunities. You pick the right piece of music, try to get the involvement of the audience to help you along. Yikes, a little bit too much power. That's a 1/10 deduction. She's actually doing a really nice job. The choreography is perfect for her selection of the music. The Chinese have not traditionally been strong on the floor. Their events have always been the uneven bars and the balance beam.
And you make the point. It's not just the quickness, the strength, the agility. It's the show.
It's the show, the complete package, as we say, of tumbling and dance.
Dongfang Xiao of China. And she scores a 9.475.
Just an amazing opening tumbling run, an Arabian double front. This is one of the most difficult tumbling movements that women are doing on this exercise.
But she winds up 5th, the winner in women's floor. From Brazil, Diane dos Santos. On to men's pommel horse, and the native of Kamloops, BC, this is Richard Ikeda.
And one of Canada's most experienced gymnasts. Richard was part of the '96 Olympic squad, and he specializes on the pommel horse, has a beautiful line, as we're seeing right here in his circular movements. The difficulty, of course, is maintaining that horizontal body position on this apparatus. Oh, dear.
And so Richard Ikeda will fail to score points.
Take a look right here. He just got out of line. You can see his body moving all over the place, the legs crashing into the horse, and that is a fall.
From Australia, this is Brennan Dowrick.
Brennan is fighting for one of the 2 spots that the Australian men qualified for the Olympic Games. He is a veteran of the Australian national team, a 3-time national champion. He's been to 6 world championships and was also on the '96 Olympic team.
How important is the movement up and down the horse?
Very important. In fact, the men are required to work along the length of the pommel horse. Flared movements here that we're seeing. They have to try to clear the horse. Very important to not touch. He's really doing a terrific job. It requires so much upper body strength. These are required scissor moves. He will lead that up to his handstand dismount and breaks form right at the end. That is unfortunate.
Boy, just a slight fault at the end as he scores a 9 even. From France, this is Johan Munar.
First time we have a chance to take a look at this talented athlete. He was on the '99 World Championship team. Actually celebrated his 21st birthday here in Canada. Very difficult element that he just performed right there at the end of the pommels.
You know, of all the events, this one, I think, and the rings are the 2 that maybe hold the greatest fascination for viewers.
I absolutely appreciate what these men do on this apparatus. It is very, very difficult, and he is thrilled.
Oh, is he ever? 9.625 for Johan Menard to put him into first place. From China, Zhang Aowei.
You know, this is absolutely going to take your breath away. These guys are the best in the world on this apparatus. In fact, he was 7th at the World Championships last year. He is the national champion. Right there, he is showing great difficulty working on one pommel. That is a requirement, but he takes it beyond. Doesn't break form. Look at this position. It's just perfect. Nobody can touch this routine.
Feet perfectly together.
Again, moving into the required scissors, lifting his hips well above the horse, and then flared circles up into the handstand. Piece of cake.
Wonderful routine for China's Zhang Aowei, who scores a 9.80. Congratulations from his coach, as Zhang Aowei is your winner, followed by France's Johan Menard. And now the nation standings, Ukraine still leading. Canada maintains its 6th position. The women's beam is coming up when we return on TS.